We need a beat.
Hey everybody, welcome to the fifth quarter Fantasy Cast. I'm your host, Dr. Dry, and with me is my co-host. He's unfiltered, he's unmatched, he's unvaccinated. Peepaw, put your hands up.
Status is healthy for this week. Not many can say that, so I'm proud to say that.
Yeah, we're healthy. Unlike a certain other co-host, Coach V was questionable all day due to illness, and he has been ruled out a couple hours ago. We knew it was coming, and Coach Weems ruled out. So, anyways, he's kind of a new friend, not an official co-host yet, but he knows everyone's ages. But anyways, peeps, how was your week this week?
Is it possible to go into the pit of despair for one of your leagues, or do you have to have like every league fail? What are the rules for the pit?
You can come in and out of the pit. You can get out of it. You can. I bet your backyard is just like you look outside. There's a pit. There's a pit. There's a pit. Sometimes they're closed. Sometimes they're open.
If that's the case, then one of the pits were open and I jumped in willingly. I didn't break 100 in one of my leagues. The league I actually care about. The league I've been actually doing really, really well in so far this season. I start the same team with one tweak at tight end. I got some crap tight end, so I swapped that out this week. I'm like, that's gonna do me good. Same team that scored me like 160 points last week, I can't break 100 this week. So, it's great. So, other than that, though, my other leagues, I won in the Junkies. I'm second place, I think, overall now. So, looking good in that, liking my team quite a bit in that league. And hoping that some of my waivers roll through here tonight and can improve for next week. How about you?
That's what I gotta do. I gotta do waivers. So it was looking like another 5-5. If you're in 10 leagues, you're probably going 5-5 most of the time or around that. You give and take. But actually, it was looking like a 5-5 week, and then RJ Harvey came through in a moment of despair. I was going to be in the pit of despair, but I overcame it. RJ Harvey made me 7-3 for the week, and I got very close to 8-2. So I only got blown out in a couple. That Fantasy Junkies league that we're both in, clearly in rebuild. So that's okay. I'm not expecting much of anything there. So yeah, it was a strong week. A couple of like top 5 dynasty multiple years like performances, like all-time performances. No thanks to Jamar Chase, but he was on the team. But could have definitely gone over 2 bills in a couple leagues if he would have just been Jamar Chase, but he doesn't do that anymore. So anyways, kind of moving forward, just wanted to first we'll do a moment of silence for our sweet prince, Malik Nabers. And then we'd just like to say a few words. It's always tough when a true upcoming legend goes down like this. So first we're going to do 28 seconds of silence. Nine 928. We will never forget. Second worst tragedy. So I felt like I was holding my breath during that moment of silence too. I don't know why, but
it made it look like we were frozen on screen, but no, it was legit.
Yeah. So a good moment of silence for Malik Nabers. I'll start with a few words. I thought he was well on his way to being the 2026 1.1. You know how much I love the guy. I've only got him in 2 to 3 leagues, but he's someone I definitely target. I will overdraft him till the end of time. But I don't know, kind of has that soft spot in my heart, like another receiver that we love by the name of Tank Dell.
Ooh. We love ourselves from Tank Dell, and we know what
Can I
happened to
get a
him.
Dell? Yeah, brother.
There we go.
We have
I
a
was looking
drop
to be a
for
little.
we have a drop for Malik, something like that, because we're getting to the point where we're gonna need that. I don't think we do.
Oh, wrong one.
But he, if anything, what I think this does, with as much as he's done all last year and then so far this season, I don't know if it depletes his draft value a little bit for the start of next season. Obviously, we got to see what his recovery looks like, but you might be able to get him at a discount next season if you're in redraft. So that's something.
Yeah. I think he's someone that you'll get in the second round. I think if you have anywhere from a mid to late first, he's your second round pick coming back. People will be scared off by that ACL injury. But he is an LSU receiver. He's a certified dog. Just really disappointed. Really sad. And he finally got himself a quarterback too, which we'll talk about later.
Is Tyreek on his way up there, or is he not going?
Oh, he went the other place.
Oh,
But actually, he's on one of these boards. Vinny put him there. I thought it was kind of messed up.
it was.
He's on. He just no explanation. He's just on there. We got the text, and I was just like,
all right.
Well, yeah, I guess we're accepting this.
we all get our selection. That was his selection, so have at it.
Yeah, we don't second guess. We just wait for you to explain yourself, which no explanation.
No.
So anyways, rest in peace, Malik Nabers. Everybody misses you. I heard he went to an NBA YoungBoy concert to like the day after just to celebrate. So good for him. But yeah, Malik Nabers.
Speaking of, is it not ironic that they play in MetLife Stadium? Do you think they're insured by MetLife?
Oh, is that good insurance for him to have?
I don't know, man. New York's an expensive place to live, but I'm assuming. The question is, what do you think happens when he gets injured? Do you think there's like someone's job in the back is to be like call up all the doctors? They pull out their Rolodex and call up all the doctors in the Rolodex. Say, man, are you available tonight to come here and do the surgery? Right. How does it work?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They forgot to call Dr. Dry. I would have known what. But anyways, I would have just amputated my leg and been like, hey, it's not as good of an ACL, but it's something. Just put it in there so he can keep playing. So anyways, all right.
RIP to him until next season.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it just sucks. It's I think he definitely becomes more of a second round pick now. Maybe even a buy low if you're just in love with the guy. I will say I did dodge a bullet in a very important dynasty league of mine where I offered Drake London and 6 first rounders that I had spent my entire career accumulating, and he didn't take it. So anyways, good for me, right?
Round of applause.
Yeah, close one, right? So that was just a week ago too. And so getting into it, we have the week 4 gift basket of Hillshire Farms gift basket of disappointment. These are not players that we're ready to cut or that we're pissed off at, but we're just a bit disappointed. A little bit of an underperformance, maybe someone we've been relying on, and now maybe we look a different way. Maybe they hit the bench for a little bit. But I put someone who probably should have been on the God Squad, but Chris, the Boz God Boswell, on here. Just last year, he was averaging 20, 30 points a game. And this year, different story. He's like an average to below average kicker. He's missing kicks. It's all messed up.
It's Aaron Rodgers, man.
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't like it. He scored 5 points this last week. I might have to start actually streaming kickers again, which I haven't done in about a year in one league. So, and that's always a dangerous game. So, but one that, he should have been, people probably caught on within the last 2 weeks, but Spencer Schrader, I think he's the new guy from the Colts. We
had a guy pick him up in our league, and I was like, what is that? And I looked and I'm like, oh, he's got some really good stat lines.
Yeah, the Schrade, baby. So, yeah, the best, and I'll, I wish we had listeners right now, but word of advice to anybody going back on this, the best thing to do with kickers and defenses and things like that. Obviously, look at like matchup for defenses, but kickers, look at sort by available, sort by total, not just available, and see where they stack up against all of like the entire kicker rankings. Get one of those top guys and make sure that it's not like a random 27-point game, 3-3, but they're ranked fourth or something because of that one game. Make sure it's a consistent, like, oh, this person gets 12 to 16 points a game. You want that out of your kicker. You'd love that. But yeah, that's Chris, the Boz God Boswell is on my Hillshire Farms gift basket of disappointment. Who do you have, peeps?
I've got see, it's always gonna be a guess now. Whoever goes second, who the other person picked here. So
Right.
mine is not going to be Daniel Jones. Mine is going to be AJ Brown, which, to be honest with you, we could probably put Chase in this category as well. These two really stud wide receivers, you expect a lot more out of. But, I mean, AJ Brown's more of the anomaly, I think, for this season than Jamar Chase. We know what's going on with Chase. The offensive line is shambles, and that's, causing a lot of breakdown in the offense. But was the stat that Hurts didn't have a single pass in the second half?
Yeah, I think he was it 0 for 8?
Something like that. But this is now multiple games. AJ Brown's been single digits. Obviously not the guy you drafted in the second round. So how do you bench someone like that? How do you bench someone like Jamar Chase with the potential they got, where you drafted them? And honestly, if you go to trade them, I don't know what you're going to get for them and who's going to look at those guys and say, oh, yeah, I still want that. I mean, I certainly don't want that steaming pile of garbage. I got enough of them on my team to begin with. So I don't need it any stinkier. Trash day was supposed to be last week, Monday, and they still haven't picked it up. So I still don't want that. I'm almost wondering if the way it's looking, if Donkey Teeth has taken the wide receiver 1 role on that team.
Oh, okay.
Coach did put him as a God Squad member, for what it's worth. It's possible that Coach has summoned Donkey Teeth to be something this season, and so far it's coming through. So we'll see if that's the case. But yeah, mine is AJ Brown, and probably, hopefully not, but probably will be a couple more times this season.
Yeah, I mean, and you bring up a good point. Like, what are you going to get for an AJ Brown right now? I am in this one league, very competitive. It's one of those where trades are rare, kind of dynasty leagues. It's called the Ultimate Challenge. It's a league that I used to be in, kind of my first ever dynasty league. I left for a little bit, came back, and someone traded away AJ Brown, and they got Chuba Hubbard, Rashid Shaheed, and a 26 first, and it's looking like a late 26 first. So, But I pulled off a trade in the Dads and Degenerates League, also a competitive league, but I've really built something up there because I don't think they had played a lot of Dynasty before, so we had that startup draft, and I just killed. And anyway, later on, though, I had traded Joe Mixon and a 4th-round pick for A.J. Brown, and then I traded A.J. Brown for the 1.1, which was Ashton Genty. Boom, roasted.
Oh, so, this was back when Mixon was still healthy.
Yeah. So this was in the off season, but brilliant trade by me. So
absolutely,
yeah. So and then it looks like Coach V put Daniel Jones on here. Not the most messed up thing he's done on these awards this week. But I mean, Daniel Jones definitely, he was the QB2, I believe, and I don't know how bad they crapped the bed. Did he?
So he still had 33 pass attempts, completed 24 of them, 262 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. I think that's probably where this 2 interceptions probably hurt him quite a bit. But I mean, overall, it's not a massively bad stat line. But which explains the Hillshire Farm. You expect more, but you got what you got, and it's you take it. So
yeah. So moving on to something much smellier, we have the Sleep Number Shit the Bed Award for week 4. Yeah, so yours, I think yours makes the most sense on here. You had Lad, right?
Yeah. Well, I certainly didn't have the other guy on that list. This was, for what it's worth, this was Marvin Harrison Jr.'s bed.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he
knew I
played out of the bed in one quarter somehow miraculously. So kudos to you, MHJ. You stayed out of the bed. It might still be your bedroom. That still be determined. But
bought
yeah,
yourself
Loud McConkey. I touched on this a little bit last week with him. He's moving down wide receiver list in that wide receiver room behind Quentin Johnson and Keenan Allen. I really think he's wide receiver 3 so far on this team. Really quite disappointing. I do think that he is probably one of the top contenders for busts that you probably draft in the top 2 or 3 rounds at the beginning of the year based on his performance. Barring some kind of injury to those other 2 guys, I don't know if I see it turning around for him, which is quite unfortunate. And I've had him in my lineup for the past 4 weeks, and it's been a bust almost every single week. So I am looking to swap him out this week for someone else that's a little bit better and is more consistent on it. So he might be staying and might be living underneath the bed here pretty soon, but if this doesn't turn around, but quite a disappointment for him.
Yeah, I got him in a startup this past summer, and I'd kind of waited on receiver, and he ended up being, I think I took him early 3rd or something, and he's my wide receiver 1. Mike Evans is my wide receiver 2. It's a mess over here. I drafted Ashton Genty early. That took a little while to get going, but it's Genty season now, and we've all seen it. He switched his stance back. That's exciting. And then who else did I get? I took Travis Hunter because it's an IDP league, and I thought that would be some sort of a cheat code, but that was just a shit code.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Played all of us.
Yeah, man, he's so close to being dropped, even in an IDP league. It's not even funny. Let's see, DJ Moore, and he's more of like, I don't know, like you don't have a turd in your bed, but there's definitely a stain there, and you didn't make it. Like it's something that, like, he's not a bad player, but I don't know what it is. Maybe Caleb, but I don't even know. I guess Caleb Williams is throwing to Roma Dunze.
Yep.
And he doesn't throw to Luther Burden anymore. So it's weird. Like Williams puts up points, but I really don't know who he's throwing to. So
he has a couple rushes here and there, but a lot of it's Rome, pretty much.
Yeah. So DJ Moore, he was someone that they were like, oh yeah, we're going to line him up at running back too. He's going to get touches here and there, and new offense, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams turning the corner, all those things. DJ Moore, he's 7, 8, 9 points a week. Like it sucks. It's not, and you didn't spend big draft capital on him, but I'd rather swing for upside somewhere else. So welcome to the bed.
This goes to show how big of an impact new coordinators go for a team.
Yeah.
One season to another. I mean, you have dramatic swings in positions and how they like to run a team versus how someone did last year compared to the current season. So this is a prime example of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
this is Vinny's boy.
Yeah. Vinny did this, not us. Tyreek Hill is on here, I guess, for getting hurt.
Do you want to know his stat? Do you know his stat line for the game?
Yeah, wasn't it like 6 for 67 on?
He was 6 for 6 for 67.
Yeah. He scored more than DJ Moore.
I wish he was here to defend himself, because there's no reason for him to end up here.
Yeah, rough show for Coach V. He must have been sick when he made that selection, but
it's that Dayquil.
Yeah, he's Coach V's on drugs. He and I get it. I'd be mad at Tyreek Hill too for shitting the bed and ruining the season, but not his fault. So
I did see a meme. I'm sure you probably saw it too. It was us sitting at home on the couch screaming at the TV, said, "For the love of everything, another injury." And now my fantasy team is completely ruined, not taking into consideration the injury that just occurred to said player.
Right. But I mean, he was happy, so
He was fist pumping. Then I saw a reporter said he was cheering on the crowd. I'm like, no, he was internally cheering himself.
Right. He was cheering getting away from Tua. So anyways, moving on to something much better. The city of Smyrna waits for men.
That's right.
Flex of the week, baby. So I always put 2 on here. I think it's just because we have a picture of 4 men. And anyway, I feel like we need an extra one. So I'll do one of mine first. RJ Harvey, someone that I've been a huge homer for, someone I've had a huge boner for. He finally is getting some usage. And he could have done more with it too. So we still haven't even seen the potential. We haven't seen the long touchdowns. We haven't seen what's about to come. But he did get in the end zone, which was huge. I want to say he had 17.9, 18 points. And J.K. Dobbins, he's not taking J.K.'s job yet. J.K.'s healthy for the first time in his career this deep into the season, week 4. He had 100 yards. But I think it's starting to be a situation where okay, well, maybe RJ's going to start getting some carries. Maybe we start seeing a Jahmyr Gibbs kind of ramp up in usage. He's not Jahmyr Gibbs, but a ramp up in usage where it could become a 50-50. Then slowly RJ Harvey just starts taking over. So I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think J.K. Dobbins can stay healthy. His name's J.K. because he's just kidding, not playing the rest of the year. So anyways, it's a matter of time, and we're one of those messed up shows that preys on injury. So we don't go to the altar, but we'll take the benefit from it, and we know who the better back is. So
see, J.K. Dobbins had 44 snap percent share, and then Harvey had 41%. So it was a blowout too. So that doesn't. It kind of skews numbers a little bit, but we'll certainly take it here. My stud on this list here, his waistline's pretty thin. He needs to eat a couple muffins or something.
He's all head.
That is James Cook right there. I was one of the guys as we started the season with, I will admit my faults. One of my faults was I don't think that James Cook can continue it again for this season. I'm like, there's no way on earth he repeats last year. And what is he doing? He's looking at all of us naysayers. I mean, look at the smirk on his face. He says, see, I told you I can do this. He scored a touchdown every single game, racking up points like crazy. I believe he's the running back 2 on the season. I just have no explanation for it. He's an absolute beast out there. Kudos to him. Probably going to be on this list a couple more times, assuming he can stay healthy and keep the ball rolling. So,
James Cook. I didn't believe in him either. I was like, "There's no way he can hold this up." I think I said that last year too, and he did it again. So now, after 2 years of doubting the man, I think it's time we, let him cook. Give him the keys to the kitchen. Let him cook. So that's a meh for me for not believing. And then let's see, I had another fella, one of the older men that we have on here, that we've had on this list, Matthew Stafford. Thank you so much, because unlike Jake Browning and unlike a lot of other quarterbacks who can't seem to support 2 fantasy relevant receivers, Matthew Stafford comes through. He is blessed Puka Nacua as the number 1 overall player in fantasy. Devontae Adams still doing his thing, very relevant. You're very happy with Devontae Adams in your lineup. He's I want to say he's like a low end wide receiver 1 or a high end 2 right now, but
he's wide receiver 14. You are correct.
So very high end wide receiver 2. You're very happy with that. So
very happy.
So I mean, he's supporting 2 top 14 options. And he's doing it at a pretty old age. So, very cool that Matthew Stafford's still doing blessings like this for fantasy. Thank you for what you do.
Now, I think his offensive line, I don't know if they're struggling as bad as they did last year, but, he's forcing that ball like none other to Puka. I will say.
I love it.
I'm going to admit a fault again. There was a point where I got a sleeper update that said Puka Nacua being evaluated for a thumb injury. And I, as the Devontae Adams owner and playing behind in my matchup, I said, yes, I love this. This is fantastic. And as I'm watching that, the next play I see on red zone is Lamar Jackson fumbling, who's my quarterback. I'm like, this is karma.
It'll get
This is what I get. And then all of a sudden, Pooh comes back out and starts reeling in more catches. I'm like, this is what I get. So, Matt
Dude,
Stafford, good for you.
Puka is someone who he's not like everybody else. He can get hurt and come out of the game for a play and he'll be right back. Like he's crazy. It's awesome. Drake
He gets that
London
elixir and he gets the elixir potion and he's healed.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's awesome. I wish more NFL players were like that. Like he can be evaluated from a concussion and actually come back the same game. Like most of the time you hear evaluated from a concussion, you're expecting, oh, they're out. They're out for the game. They're going to probably miss next week too. Puka Nacua doesn't care. He cheats and passes the test and gets back out there and keeps going, hurts his thumb along the way and keeps playing and scores a million points for you. I want to say he's averaging like 27 points a game. So
Do you think he slips the doctor like a $20 bill or a $100 bill and say, hey, let me go back out there
definitely,
in the blue tent?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's cheating big time. But yeah, his goal is strictly to be the wide receiver 1 and the 2026 1.1. I think he's going to have an argument for it if he stays on this path. He's looking at a triple crown without the touch, so like a double crown. He doesn't score touchdowns either. So like that's the crazy part. If he starts scoring more touchdowns, look out. But Matthew Stafford's the man, just slinging it behind all of that. So
He's already eclipsed 500 yards.
Yep. So he's on track for 2,000 plus.
Basically, yes.
So, anyways, he and Puka's one of those that he's hard for me to draft in season long because I got him in the 9th round of a rookie draft, and called my shot, knew he was going to be good, saw the pathway, made me want to start a podcast, all those things. So anyways, it's but yeah, I mean Matthew Stafford's the man behind it. So welcome to the Weights for Men Flex of the Week. Oh, and then Coach V had a guy on here too. I was like, aren't you gonna do your second one? But it's Coach V's. He had Javonte Williams keeps proving the people wrong. So I mean, I've got him in a couple spots where I was like, I'll take this guy as my 4th or 5th running back, and he's my running back 1 on a lot of those teams. So, do you have any Javonte Williams anywhere?
No, I tend to steer clear of Dallas players unless his name is CD or the God squad of all kickers, Brandon Aubrey. Other than that, I steer clear of all Dallas because I despise them and I hate them for what is everything that is out there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and so yeah, but he's definitely proven the people wrong.
Agreed.
And then we got some surprises this week. So the McDonald's 11th McNugget Award. This goes to the player that was that good surprise. Like whenever you order a nice little 10-piece and you count them out, and there's an 11th one in there because the McDonald's employee is awesome and wanted to hook you up and couldn't count. So, so these are our surprises for the week. I have a fella who scored over 30 points, and you know he didn't win, but he didn't lose. He tied, and that is George Pickens. So George Pickens, someone with he's in primetime games. Historically, if you've been on this train for the last couple years, he's come up small for you in those big spots. So, and that's really sucked. Like it's like, oh, George Pickens, like he's in a perfect smash spot. He's going to get me 6 points or, something like that. But he came through 33 points. Looks really good as the wide receiver 1 in Dallas for the next couple weeks. I'm excited to have him on a couple teams. And, you can definitely roll with him in times of need right now while a lot of other receivers are going down. So also might be, I don't know, he might be kind of hard to trade for right now because you'd be buying at his peak. But yeah, definitely someone that I would hold on to for dear life. And thanks for being a McNug. Maybe you'll become a flex of the week.
I've never drafted him because he's got such a mouth on him. He can't seem to stay clear of drama. So that's another reason why I don't appreciate him. But hey, we don't judge here, except for a little bit. But Xavier Worthy is mine. I have him. Threw him out there week 1. Ended up with that injury, dislocated shoulder. 0 points. Still end up winning that week. Thank goodness. But I decided to hold off from like first week back. Surely they're going to ease him back into the game, avoid some kind of risk of re-injury. And what does he do? Go out and put up some massive numbers. So this was all in the league that I ended up losing into. So he would have helped make it a lot closer than what it is. But he had 8 targets in this game for 83 yards on 5 receptions. So I'm for sure throwing him back in the lineup. Am bracing myself to get hurt by him. There's no way he's going to duplicate this, but I'm going to hope he does. He's going to replace Ladd McConkey in my lineup.
Solid pick.
They're going to swap positions. Ladd's going to go off, and he's going to have a dud. So I already know what's going to happen. But for this week, though, based on the comeback week 1 from an injury, you are the 11th McNugget.
All right. And then Dalton Kincaid's on here as Coach V's 11th McNug. Not sure if, I don't know, did Dalton Kincaid score a touchdown or? Yeah.
He had a touchdown.
Okay. That's probably it.
He only had 2 targets with 1 reception.
But it was a touchdown.
All right.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a surprise because normally he does nothing. So good job, Dalton Kincaid. And then again, rest in peace, Malik Nabers. Thank you for everything that you did for this past month. Okay, now a word from our sponsor. We all love pizza, especially hot, tasty pizza.
Ooh, yeah.
And so anyway, we got a nice little commercial here from everyone's favorite, Michael's Pizza.
Hey folks, it's Michael from Michael's Pizza. I hope you enjoy pizza, because at Michael's, we have it. Come on down and enjoy yourself a slice of hot, tasty pizza at Michael's Pizza. We have several specials at Michael's Pizza. On Tuesdays, we have burgers. On Thursdays, we have fries. And on Saturdays, we have ice cream. So come on down to Michael's Pizza. Grab yourself a handful of Chex Picks and sit down for a slice of hot, tasty pizza.
What's Arthur Smith doing at Michael's?
Serving up that cheese, baby.
Well, thank you, Michael.
He's nothing more than a common butt cheese boy.
Arthur Smith, not Michael.
Yeah, Michael is a good man, and I like that they serve ice cream. That's what. Have you noticed that you lived up north and moved down south? Yeah. Have you noticed that they eat ice cream down south instead of ice cream?
It depends where you go. You go in the really rural counties. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Not in these. Not in the more suburbanized areas. But I'm shocked he's still running the same promos every single week. They must be doing well for burgers on Tuesdays. I mean,
yeah,
good for him.
Profitable. All right. Now we have some a few hot takes here. Some talking points. Get out of here, Michael. So I think I can fix the Bengals. I think a lot of people have had this same idea. I think I've expressed it before, but I mean, let's look at it. So everyone, it feels like they're 0-4, but they're 2-2. They're very much in it. They don't have to wash this season down the toilet. They have a great offense, except for the O-line and the quarterback. So that's kind of a big problem, just the middle part there. So I think what they should do is trade for Jameis Winston. Trade for him. He's under a 2-year contract with the Giants. Clearly, they have Jackson Dart now. Russell Wilson wants to mentor Jackson Dart. You got Jameis Winston as the QB3 there. He wants to play. He loves to play. So Bengals, trade for him. Save your season. And, he throws his interceptions and all that. The defense is still bad, but at least people will still come to the games. At least you'll have an offense that will keep you in it. I think he'll release it faster than Browning. I think he knows to target Jamar Chase. He knows to get the ball to Higgins when healthy. He's going to check down to Chase Brown. But yeah, he can save your season. Like, you're 2-2. I think he can play 500 football. If you're playing 500 football, you're at least in the conversation the last couple weeks. So go get Jameis Winston and let him save your season. You're only 2-2. You're not 0-4.
I think, especially in the division, with the Ravens kind of looking like they're in shambles, Browns are always in shambles. Steelers, what are they this season? So, I mean, realistically, you could have the NFC South. That's the AFC North this season. Everyone's kind of a hot dumpster garbage fire in that division, and your winning team could have a sub 500 record. So it's totally possible that if they stay in it, they win a couple games here and there while Burrow's out. They end up doing something. But I mean, quite frankly, I think it's bigger than the quarterback. This O-line has got to solve things out.
Yeah.
That's got to get figured out before anything else happens, because Brown's got no time to set up or do anything. So I think that's probably the bigger issue with this. But
yeah, and they got no swag right now too. I mean, it's I don't know. Everyone's clearly frustrated. The thing is, like, Burrow's your franchise guy, but that he's injury prone. Take on Jameis Winston's 2-year contract. Like, you might need him. And it really helps if you have a good backup quarterback. Who knows what the Titans would look like without Cam Ward right now? I mean, it can't get much worse, but like you said, like, you don't have Cam Ward, you got some third string, fourth string quarterback who's playing backup because the Titans are that bad and they don't improve anywhere. So yeah, I think that's how you fix the Bengals, though.
All right. Hot take number 2, rather. What is your after seeing Jackson Dart? How do you feel he plays out rest of season? Where would you rank him? Assuming the season started today, he's not, assuming hasn't missed these first 3 games of the season. He actually played, and he's behind the 8 ball already in his rankings. But rest of season, where do you think he slots in? I don't think he gets as much of the passing yards. I think he's got a lot more ability with his legs, which adds quite a bit to your fantasy stocks. So I do like that out of him. I'm not sure how accurate he's going to be with passing in a deep ball, but we do know that since we do have the injury to Malik, that's going to hurt him, obviously. So the rest of the season, though, I definitely slot him as top 16 and a half. That's my over-under.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one, because I was off the top of my head like QB 15 or something as a ceiling, without Nabers. With Nabers, I think you were probably looking at like flirting with QB 12, like a low end one. But I think he's more of like a mid QB 2. Someone that you're cool with. If you've been bit by that injury bug, like, Jackson Dart might be your quarterback. And
he's my quarterback in the Superflex league. Because I started it with Michael Penis and CJ Stroud. My quarterbacks now are Sam Darnold and Jackson Dart.
Hell yeah. Yeah, there you go. You can roll with that. Yeah. I mean, Dart, I had to start him in, I think I started him in one of my QB1 leagues. So it's rough out there. You can do worse.
Yep. You could do Russell Wilson, so it could always be worse.
Yeah, and I think I did pivot from Russell Wilson because he had that one blow up game, and then I was like, oh, I'll put him in. And they put up 3 points and got benched, and I was like, what am I doing? So I was like, I even think this was going to be some big comeback story. I don't know. So
it's Jackson Dart season.
Yeah. All right. So let's see some waiver wire ads. I don't know. I feel like we used to talk more about waiver wire, and we've kind of gotten away from it. And this week, I think there is a little more waiver wire activity. So a few guys I wanted to throw out: Justice Hill. Derrick Henry. He's still the man there. He's still a very good running back. But Justice Hill, he's carved out a role. I think he's. It was a weeks. Of course, got a bunch of extra playing time and everything, but he is the pass catching back. For some reason, they don't think Derrick Henry can catch. Derrick Henry can catch out of the backfield, but for some reason, just no one believes it. So his hands aren't bad. But yeah, Justice Hill has carved out a role. I think he's an interesting potential add in deeper leagues. Woody Marks, he's the number one waiver wire add. Most of your leagues, probably someone already has him because you're a planning league and not a reaction league. But your more casual leagues, your work leagues, you can probably pick him up. Your church leagues, you can probably pick him up. Woody Marks is probably pretty heavily available. And then we're going to get a little weird here. So speculative add Rachaad White, because Bucky Irving, as crazy as a game as he had this past week, his status is uncertain. So, Rachaad White, when given the opportunity, I don't think he's really disappointed. And even whenever they were splitting, like, he was pretty relevant. So Rachaad White's a good add, I think. Brashard Smith, my boy, is starting to get a little bit of run here. And you see it happening. Once he breaks that one, it's over. Like, you can cut Pacheco at that point, and Brashard Smith will have that backfield. It just might take a little time, but if you want to get ahead of it by a week or so, he's the ad. And then two that are pretty much I don't know, they're not plug and play from what you lost, but I mean, same team, Malik Washington. I think he's a good ad. He's out of Virginia. He's a second-year player. He was a rookie that I liked as like a very late rookie draft player, kind of a dynasty stash, if you will. Well, now he's getting that opportunity 2 years later. But Jalen Waddle, he should be doing more than he's doing. And anyway, I think Malik Washington's the one who takes over. And he has the potential, like, he was the man in Virginia. He led the nation in receptions, I believe, his senior year. So Malik Washington, I think that's a good deep add in a deep league. And then if you're in poverty, Darius Slayton, sometimes he comes through. Like, we've seen what he can do before. And sometimes he puts together those strings of good games, and it feels really weird and you feel gross starting him, but there's an ad for you, Darius Slayton. Anybody you'd like to add, peeps?
I did go look at Brashard Smith in a couple of my leagues where he's maybe available, and go figure, you're the one who has him in our Junkies league. And
put him to for 3 first-rounders.
Yep, and who wasn't taken yet is Woody Marks in our Junkies league, and I was kind of shocked by that. So
I think I have the waiver wire priority. So you're.
Yep, I've got the first waiver wire, so I'm.
Oh, he's yours! Congrats.
Thank you. So I'm going to pick him up. It looks like an awesome ad, and the coaching staff looks like they want to give him more opportunities based on his performance this past week. He was a guy before last week's games even started. I was debating about picking him up based on he's a rookie, and he's got essentially a wide open backfield. You have an aging Nick Chubb, a Mixon, who we don't know if he's even going to play this season. So really, he's got great opportunity ahead of him, especially as a rookie with talent that we haven't seen yet. So like that potential there. But with the Tyreek injury, you bring up the good point with Washington is who's going to take those throws from concussion Tua. Waddle's not going to stay healthy the whole time. If he does, it's a miracle, and he's taking the same thing that Pooh is taking. But if he doesn't stay healthy, I do think that Darren Waller, for what it is worth, he was getting these targets in the red zone. I think if you are in need of a tight end, which it seems like a lot of people are, that might be a decent shot, I think. He's still ramping up, it seems to be, based on this being his first game last night. So I'm going to take a shot on him in one of my leagues because I'm pretty desperate at tight end. So I'm going to be going that way, but essentially just ditto everything else you said in that.
I mean, yeah, tight end, you just gotta throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. So, I mean, I would, and he's a very old man, but he did score touchdowns. So, I mean,
Yep.
it's a possibility. I mean, somebody's got to step up over in Miami, and it's probably not going to be Jalen Waddle. So, so take your shots elsewhere.
All right. This past week, we had a massive rookie running back performances. These were all guys I was looking at putting in our Weights for Men group, which they could have all been playing in the water behind our studs. Judkins had a massive week. Trayvon Henderson didn't have a huge week, but he had a good week. RJ Harvey, obviously, we talked about. Woody Marks, big showing in his first real outing rather. Ashton Genty, finally, and Marion Hampton. All these guys had massive weeks, all rookies. Love to see it. Question I have is for you. Of the rookie running backs, Genty, Hampton, Henderson, Harvey, Scadaboo's in there, Judkins, Marks, which of those two would you rather have the rest of the season based on opportunities, where they're at, etc.?
Let's see. I think I'm sticking with the top two, Genty and Hampton. But I think this league, I think the NFL is finally catching up to what we knew as dynasty fantasy players, that this 2025 rookie running back class is special. It's, I don't know. I know anytime there's a good rookie running back that has at least a pathway to some playing time, even if they're in a shared backfield, I'm always of the belief that the young, more athletic player is going to eventually take over. And I'd rather die on that hill and keep them taking up spots on my team rather than just wasting it on old assets like I did in one league, the Fantasy Junkies. I drafted a bit old in that startup draft to diversify. And I was like, I always go too young. I don't want to go too young again. And you think you get a couple years with these guys, and it can end pretty quick. So like I had a few, like Najee Harris dead, Joe Mixon dying. Like there's just so many things that can happen so quickly. And you want to be on the young side of everything. You want to be on the good side. So yeah, I would go Genty, Hampton, strong. I believe in all of those running backs that you listed. I even liked Woody Marks a little bit in different places. I think I do have one share of Woody Marks, but he's on like a taxi squad. He'll be elevated this week since he's gotten some real run now. And then, I mean, yeah, Harvey, he's exciting, but he's still got JK in the way. Henderson, I feel like maybe they're starting to trust him, but they don't hate Stevenson enough yet. And I don't understand why. Like,
shockingly.
Yeah, like he fumbles. He cost them the game. Like, I don't know, I promise you give Henderson the ball 20 times. Let him get in a rhythm. He's gonna break one once, and that's the thing. Like Harvey breaks that big touchdown. I don't know. It's kind of a different situation. But Judkins has been awesome. He's been he just looks like that bell cow. I believe that the other running backs combined for 3 carries. It's his backfield. No one can take it from him over in Cleveland. So definitely exciting time for these rookie running backs. But I would go Genty and Hampton. Who are your two if you had to pick two moving forward?
I'm going with Hampton based on, once again, it's his, after Najee went down, it's his backfield. And he's been fantastic in his last 2 starts. So love that. And then the other one, I'm going with Judkins. I was a doubter before the season started. I still don't know if he's going to have any legal issues with the NFL, but he's been showing out what he can do, and I was wrong on that. So I think, once again, I think he's taken over that backfield, though, and there's not much offense to speak of on that squad, and he is basically it. So I do like that. for those two. With Genty, I do think their offensive line is probably going to still be a weak point. I think it's might have been somewhat of an anomaly this past week. He's super talented, but I think that O-line and Pete Carroll and Gino is going to hold him back a little bit from what he can actually do. So that's why I'm not going to pick Genty in this.
Yeah. It's but yeah, all good backs. Very exciting.
All right, last question here. Overrated, underrated. I only have a couple teams here. I just looked at power rankings before we got on here just for giggles. Eagles. Do you feel like they're overrated, about right, underrated?
What's their power ranking?
1.
Overrated. I was like, I thought you were gonna say like 5 or something.
I know. I opened it up. I'm like, the hell? So, yeah, I'm going with the way overrated based on how they've been winning these games. I have no idea how. Just make sure I'm not crazy here.
It very much has that feel from 2 years ago when they just imploded. Like, I can totally see that happening. Also, I think AJ Brown is trying to go to New England. I think he's trying to go back to Vrabel. He's tweeting out a bunch of stuff. He's not happy. He's not happy about not being involved.
Hey, but you know what happened to the last guy that was tweeting out that he wasn't happy?
Who was that?
Tyreek.
Oh yeah. Totally see it happening. So he's going to go to Miami and play with Tua. But I do think he goes to New England, gets reunited with Vrabel, and I think he uses him because he knows to use them. So unless he wants to continue being an idiot, but
yeah, well, all right, next team, the Rams. Their power ranking was 5, I think.
They're probably
underrated, about right.
I would say they're about right or underrated. I think they look really good. I'm going to go underrated. I bet they're probably closer to 3 or something.
I was going to go for underrated also. I believe the rankings were the Eagles, Bills, Lions. I can't remember who's 4th. But then you had the Rams sitting right there. But I do think they're underrated. With everyone being where they're at on that team, they're clicking. They look really, really, really good. So I'd be terrified to play them here in the coming weeks. So I'm going to say underrated for them. No one's really talking about them as being a good team except for Puka. They're kind of killing it. So the other team I got here is the Bears. They're mid to bottom, upper second half is where they're at.
I'd say that's probably about right. I would think below half. I think they're probably that upper part of the second half.
That's where they're at. I was going to go underrated on this. I do, aside for Swift, I don't know why he's still playing to begin with, but they got really good talent on their team. I don't know how they're still managing to barely eke out wins. I do see a lot of potential in them. I do think they're a little bit underrated, but it's still early in the season. We got a month under our belts, so we're starting to see some trends here. But we'll just continue to see how it goes.
Yeah.
We got one more take.
Oh, yeah. And well, also, what's not underrated is winning some money over on Underdog. So make sure whenever you sign up for Underdog, you use our code 5th Quarter Fantasy, and Underdog will actually match your deposit. Hang on. I got to get it to catch up. We'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. And we also get $10. So we want to make $10. Use code 5th Quarter Fantasy, and you'll get that over on Underdog. Also, make sure that you subscribe over to our friends, The Fantasy Football Show. They've got a really good show. They go on more often than we do, probably 2 or 3 times a week. Really cool guys. They definitely bring it. And so go check them out. The Fantasy Football Show here on the YouTube machine. And we do have one more point. So Romeo Dobbs and one of the shows you listened, was it the Fantasy Footballers? They had kind of alluded to this. I found an image here that I just wanted to share with the people. So, Romeo Dobbs, he's coming off of a I gotta share the screen. Where is it? All right, boomer. All right, so where is this thing? Perfect. All right. Durham. So Romeo Dobbs, Captain Cabeza, with the 3 touchdowns, and I think this is very much a pretty true statement, a good theory. Jordan Love looking for an open receiver. Romeo Dobbs, you can't miss that dome piece out there. So I think when you got good job BetMGM for just making this beautiful picture. And on Instagram, and just amazing, like the biggest head I've ever seen. It's a smart strategy. If I was a receiver, I would do the same thing. Maybe Jamar Chase needs to do that to get Browning's attention. Let's see who else isn't getting the ball. Matthew Golden needs to do this.
AJ Brown
needs to do this. Boney McBonerson, Devontae Smith needs to do this.
Brock Bowers.
Brock the Cock Bowers needs to do this. I know there are others. When JJ McCarthy gets back, Justin Jefferson needs to wear one of those big guardian caps so he doesn't miss him.
It's a bigger target to hit.
It is. It's brilliant. Like if you need targets, get yourself a guardian cap and start soaking them up. So anyways, that's kind of my last take there. But we do want you guys to become part of our inner friend circle. So make sure that you like and subscribe over here on the YouTube machine at Fifth Quarter Fantasy. There it is. And just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment something nice. Let's tell Coach V to get well in the comments section. And he'll be back with us next week. He is probable for next week. We have a Discord that we don't check, just Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. We have Facebook that I randomly post on, Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. And then we have X, which I've never seen before, but Coach Weeman posts on it at 5TH Quarter FC. So make sure that you join those inner friend circles and grab yourself a handful of Chex Mix, and we'll keep the conversation going. So, all right, cool. And then I guess, are you hitting the outro song or am I hitting the outro song? I know there's things we got to do first, though, but
I'll hit the outro song.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's usually, I think, do you usually take care of it or does Vinny take care of it?
No.
Okay.
Well, you underestimate my abilities, man.
Okay. I always lose the button, so I never know what's there.
You don't call me the executive producer for nothing here.
Well, you became a host, so I didn't know, but
multitask, man.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, you got that. I got this. All right, so just remember there's 5 things that you need to do before you hit that like and subscribe button. You need to live, laugh, love, like, and subscribe. It's for things. Get this one. Have a good one. Hot damn, boy! You did sell your soul to the devil.